So this place is called the Hive.
Oh, why they called it the Hive? What is the story behind it?
Yeah. But it looks very much like...
It's got the Hive design, yeah.
The Hive of it. And in fact, the other name...
Oh, we can...
Sometimes people use, it's called the Dim Sum building.
Dim Sum.
Dim Sum, right? When you look at Dim Sum, it is stacks and stacks of those bamboo trays. So from afar, this. So this becomes like iconic. So we got tourists around the world just simply taking it at a different angle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so pretty proud of it. I think more important is this place is open for students to study, at least here during exam time. You'll find this place occupied with students and they can...
So just out of interest, I think last time you mentioned there's 33,000 students that are on this campus?
Yes, for undergraduates and postgraduates, right, in all.
That's a mind-blowing number.
It is. So it's good. Pretty proud to be here for 17 years. Yeah.
So you were with NTU for 17 years?
For 17 years, I was director for Career Attachment Office. And obviously my first job and my only job is to put students into job, of course, internships, and also preparing the student to be work ready, future ready. So I do a lot of other soft skills and anything that is outside of the normal curriculum. And I think most important to get them connected to the real world, solving real world problems. So I still support them in programs called Authentic Learning, where I match students with the industry so that they can solve industry problems, fact-based, evidence-based.
Nice. That resonates. Right. I think it's so important.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can take a look inside here quickly. Do you think they'll mind? So we'll take a quick look inside. Let's go.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the room that we're going to be doing the course in. So this is where we'll be hosting the 50 students.
Good. Yeah. 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. More than enough. Yeah. So LV, usually the lecturer will stand here. That's where you control everything, or you can move around.
Okay.
You can move around. This can all be projected.
I don't think I've ever seen a lecture room that has this many screens.
Oh, this is a more modern layout of teaching. We call it the learning hub. We grew up traditionally lecturer in front and then the audience in front. There's no interactive. The way of learning now is interactive. At any point in time, you raise a hand, you want to make a point. It also helps the student to communicate better, and we put student in individual, so within each other is interactive. So a lot of the pedagogy right now is driven towards communicating. They interact with one another, and we find this is one of the best way of learning. You share, you give, you exchange certain ideas.
Nice.
So the environment is to facilitate the interactive communication.
Love it. And so we're going to host 2 groups of 50. The first course we're going to do is in December.
Right.
And then the second in
January, right? And it could be the same classroom here, but the other one, which is even bigger, but the layout is similar. One is newer. Well, we'll take a look and we'll see how it goes.
Looks good.
All right.
Yeah, but the good about this is also every individual group has a network cable. So okay, please present group A. Yeah, we can just flash group A.
Right.
So individually can present.
Yeah, individual.
Oh, so this is what these buttons are for.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can present
group A, and then they just plug.
So say group A, share your AI agent, and this way.
Plug, and then it goes.
So I think it's very good because that's the way we are interactive rather than just present. So you do.
Yeah, you normally have to bring one person up. Now they can each present whatever they've built.
Yes.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah. Previously, I used it to run external courses, so it's very, very user-friendly, plug and play.
The Cedar group has like this.
So all is
this way,
all done this way.
Very good.
What are some of the other courses that you would run?
Previously, I run Python courses. Again, the application is for them to learn the tool, and then after that, I said, look, the students are now trained, certified. Employer interview them. So it's always with a train and place mindset, right? And the emphasis is all on practical learning. It's how they use what they have learned and apply to the business world. That's the sole objective. So we move away from just purely an academic module. The academic part, the faculties will ingrain into them all the basic, the foundations, the fundamental knowledge. We at the career office previously would help the student to take the knowledge and put it into practice by purely solving problems. They may not get it right the first time and they may not get it second times, but the process of learning through mistake will always embed and ingrain into their minds. Well, I did this 999 way, it didn't work. Let me try one other way which it can work. So the 1000th way is the one. And of course, that's where we get the light bulb. 1000 try. And probably in AI as well. We not get it the first time as we do the modeling and we move as we do the agent. I try it, I tweak it, I ask a couple more times. So if Chat says this version, Claude says another version, let's try Gemini. When you build all the intelligence together, probably we'll get something nearer to what you want. And that's how we learn. We learn by interaction. We learn by discovery. We learn by curious. Hey, why don't I try something else? And you see what is the outcome. So your whole life is a life of experimentation. And if that experiment comes out to be $1 billion, voila.
That's life, right?
That's life. That's a new way. And interestingly, I always use this analogy when I do my corporate training. As young kids, we play Lego bricks. We stack it. Nobody teach my young son to play Lego bricks. Of course, there are certain models here and there. They decide there's no wrong where you want to stack a red brick on top of yellow. It's all about creativity. It's all about the individual. So now we use technology to help us to rebuild the creativity. Right? Employers always ask, we want our employee to have creative skills. Fine. We teach them the fundamentals, how physics work, how the world works. We put in the AI as a tool and play around with it, simulate it, modeling, voice, images, whatever. And I kind of like curious, what if I do this differently? What would be the outcome? You just prompt that says, can you do this and level? So you condense everything from, and of course I generalize, but we can say is that we can condense a lab, physical lab, into a modeling and we see what happens. Then with Facebook, then let's test it with a real prototype and see whether it works.
Yeah.
Or embrace into this new knowledge.
I think that's one of the most exciting things for me about AI is the ability to simulate and to test hypotheses.
Yes.
And really fail fast, fail hard, learn faster.
Right.
You know. So excited about the journey and glad to be bringing all of your expertise on board to apply educational best practice. I think you're perfectly suited for it, you know, because you've been, without AI, been doing that, right? And been trying to train over your 17 years, all the students to solve problems, which is what the real world's all about. So I think that's a more modern way of education. I come from the era where it's like, you have to, teacher forces you to reverb an exact page, you know, and I kind of got bored with that very quickly, and I struggled through school to be inspired. I suspect if they gave us problems to solve using the different disciplines, I may have enjoyed it a lot more, but that's what the real world's provided at least. Yeah.
In the good old days, we remember that every time we have a software, we need to load 10, 20, this and whatever. Now I look at the way the Gen Zs and eventually the young people goes forward. You learn it by experimenting. You learn it by collaboration. You learn it by just trying.
Yeah.
In terms of doing that, and I always also use this analogy. We are all the Avengers friends. So the Iron Man without the suit is an ordinary person. The Iron Man with the suit becomes an Avenger. So, well, look at AI tool as your suit, or Batman for that matters, or the gadget it helps to enable. But finally, and I still a firm believer that the human intelligence will still very much finally be the one to press a button or to sign off, but the whole world of intelligence is available for someone who is curious enough just to ask the question, what if I try something on this food?
Yeah.
And we'll see what would be the outcome.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the view I hold is the courage to make a decision.
Yes.
The superpower is knowing which question to ask. Okay. And that's part of the skill of what we need to develop.
Yes. And that's what makes us human, curiosity. But all of the things that we have invention was to ask, why is that a problem and how can I go about it? You will fail 999 times. But the 1,000 times is when the eureka comes.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we take a walk and see the outside architecture of this building?
Yeah, I'll be delighted.
Cool, let's go.
I hope. What confused people is this is the second floor, which is higher, and then the ground floor is B5. Why is it the second floor? Is because the first floor is the datum. So NTU is built on hills. In engineering, there must be a datum. Datum is level 1 ground floor, and this is where the administrative office will walk past the datum. So anything below the datum, although it is supposedly on the ground floor, is still called basement.
Okay.
So you'll go down to basement 5.
Interesting.
Which is the ground floor.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's why when we invite friends, and especially during my time, especially for employers, my staff mobile phone, give it to the employers, they will be lost.
Yeah.
They will be circling around and around whatever. So we just need to tell the taxi to circulate one more round. I'll stand there and wait. Of course, we can send the prominent kind of area. Certain of the buildings are prominent. The admin buildings are all prominent. Where the GPS comes in, the rest you can never find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Door closing. Going down.
It's like a beehive.
Yeah.
That's why it's called a hive.
Conceptual is really interesting. I see now the dim sum analogy
you go ahead first.
with the packing of the crates.
Oh.